Did it just go live? All right, bet. Because it
Yeah,
told me there was an error. Oh, there's an error on the Twitter. But all right, bet. We are live. We are live on. Okay, now we're live on both. Here we go. All right. Sorry for the small little setback, but we're back, even though we never left. Attitude Era Podcast. Y'all know what it is. It's a Monday night after Raw. And they tried to give us a goodie. I bet you didn't see what Quicksilver say. I bet you didn't see that one coming. Y'all know who it is, my guy right here to my right, or maybe my left, depending on how you're looking at your screen. Your favorite wrestler's favorite podcaster. If you think your favorite wrestler is famous, see if you got a picture with Gamache. If he ain't got a picture, he ain't as famous as you think he is. And y'all know what it is. The undisputed podcast champion of the world, King HP. That thing sounds so good. And a special message for any, guys like Z trying to, take titles and stuff. Yeah, man. He's a dropout for a reason. He should have dropped out. He didn't. He chose his fate. But we will prove that at a later time in February. Let's talk about tonight. I bet you didn't see that one coming. Gamache, let me ask you, before tonight started, what were your expectations for all? What did you think you were gonna get? If I were to ask you, what did you think prior to going into Raw?
I mean, going by WWE standards, we have gone from the past few years. I expected AJ to start off the show, but I just thought we were gonna get a talk, and then that was it. I didn't think we were gonna follow up with anything after that.
Right.
But what we got for our main event, I did not expect them to do that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, they really took my numbers up because I definitely thought we are gonna get an AJ promo. It could be his last Raw for the Gunther thing. And oh man, look in my eyes. What do you see? A cult of person. I'll give it to CM Punk. And this is the type of surprises that Raw, both brands really need.
Yeah.
Where if you ask, you shall receive, especially from babyface champions. I wanted to be world champion one more time. You ask, you shall receive. That man came out. Standard edits. What up? What up? What up? Yeah, we about to get into that. I was very excited when my level of excitement went through the roof when that happened. Great promo back and forth between Punk and AJ. I ain't gonna lie. Certain matches I felt like didn't need a build up. You didn't have to.
Yeah.
You didn't have to. Did your level of excitement go up? How was you feeling? What was you thinking when you saw this? Did you think like, oh, they're gonna do it on SmackDown? Oh, they might do it tonight.
I thought they were gonna do it tonight. Pause. I didn't think it would be for the title.
Yes, which is another A. It definitely raised the stakes of where I thought Raw was going in the opening segment. I thought this was probably one of the better openers of the year because the surprise effect to it. And I hate to tell people this. I hate to say this. I see Mike, that dude MC2, that's Mike. He alluded to it earlier in his comments. You're watching AJ's retirement tour. I think they're trying to stray away from making you think what's going to happen is going to happen by saying he wants to do a full year because John Cena got a year. But come on, what you think? What you thinking? Do you think AJ gets past this Saturday?
I honestly don't. And I am mentally and emotionally preparing myself for that because this is one of my goats. But it's just been too many red flags.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was even an incident where I think Shinsuke had put a tweet out where he leaked it.
Yeah.
And then took it down.
Yeah. That one hurt. That was like, oh damn.
Yeah, and I was like, damn.
I'm not gonna lie. The Shinsuke was the giveaway, not just his tweet, but just wanted to do the match. But I get it. AJ did mention, I'm trying to think of the podcast or interview he was talking about it. He said he just wants to go away. Sometime last year, it was back when Seth Rollins was face to face with CM Punk on a Netflix, like, I'm trying to think of the event they had where they were celebrating Netflix and they were bringing out stars and they were dressed up. Remember, CM Punk and Seth Rollins were face to face, barking. Neither one was champion at the time. It was at that press conference. I believe that was the one, if memory serves me correct, where KO still had the Winged Eagle belt.
Oh, so that was that the face off for the Netflix anniversary?
No, it precedes that. Not their anniversary. Because remember, KO with the Winged Eagle was damn near last year.
Yeah, but he had the Winged Eagle at the time because this was before Cody and KO did the ladder match, which was at Royal Rumble.
Right. I think it was they did another post press conference somewhere else then, because I just remember seeing AJ on the stage and saying 2026 is the year I'm hanging it up. And then he talked about later, right after that, I'm not going to do the whole, like, I'm telling you I'm retiring. This is going to be my tour. One day I just might not be here anymore.
I know he said that in SummerSlam. I know he said that then.
I think that's what it was. Where it was like a press conference for that. I think I got it confused. My brain, I was supposed to be doing my chemistry homework. I hope my teachers don't see this.
That was definitely on SummerSlam when he said that after his match with Dom.
Yeah. I also think that with AJ wanting to go out the way he did, there were certain things he said tonight, right? He said, tonight, something about this could end my WWE career, which leads me to believe there is a chance that he does go back to TNA, whether for an in-ring performance of some sort or just to work with them in some capacity. Because that would, to me, be even though he's done a great job in WWE, he was Mr. TNA. Like, he really is the foundation, forefather. He's got a face carved on Rushmore. He won't ever have that in WWE. He'll go into the Hall of Fame, but you talk about legendary status as far as like a Rushmore. AJ's name is never going to get mentioned.
Well, yeah, that. AJ in TNA was the franchise player. He wasn't really that in WWE.
100%. So I would. He also mentioned there's a lot of matches he would love to do in a lot of other locker rooms. He said, and I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if he Ric Flaired this thing. Remember, Ric Flair got kicked in his mouth right before, I love you. And he popped up everywhere else but the WWE. That man, you know what I'm saying? He wrestled everybody. Andrade, his daughter getting married, I'm gonna wrestle you in the ring. You know what I mean? Like, he just, and I don't think AJ would take it that far.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if he did like a pop-up match. Someone called him out. They made a little storyline for it. He put over like Leon Slater or something to that capacity where, he goes out in TNA. He has some sort of final, like, for his real wrestling career. He ends it with because end of the day, Gunther will always say, I put out John Cena, Goldberg, and AJ. No matter what AJ does after this, he's gonna count. Yeah. Ric Flair didn't retire. They still show the Shawn Michaels highlight as if that was still his life, because it was his final WWE match. So why not? We own that, right? You want to skip to the match because it just ended, and
we could do that.
How you feel about the match?
I thought the match was great. The ending, Not a fan of the ending. I get why they did it, but not a fan of it.
Let me say something nice, because I don't think this is really warranting of super negative. But it was a letdown.
Yeah, it was a letdown.
It was a letdown.
Because I understand why. And I don't think it's really the worst thing, but I just wish it wasn't really that route, but yes. You know what, maybe we should break down why the match ended the way it ended.
So that's a great thing.
Yeah, because there was a little story for that.
Finn Balor essentially runs into Punk. He gives him his flowers tonight, right? He didn't really do it at the end of last week. So he said, I had a chance to think about it, man. I want to give you your flowers. Punk gives him some advice, and I guess Liv catches wind of it. You know what I'm saying? But the advice is you got to ditch Judgment Day. And WWE, I need you to be sensitive. I'm not going to get political, but be sensitive to what's going on in the world. We shouldn't be saying ditch Dom Mysterio. Not that I get you, but Dom is white hot. Dom is white hot. Dom is probably the hottest guy in the WWE right now. Pound for pound. Cheer for cheer. He don't need to ditch Dom. And I wouldn't ditch Liv. I don't know if you saw her tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw her any night. But I ain't ditching Liv. Or Roxanne. Matter of fact, Finn Balor, you were in a great position, brother. I don't give a damn what CM Punk told you. He married. I ain't married. Hey, brother, I'd rather. Anyway, let's get back to the wrestling. So yeah, CM Punk, he was like, bet, I gotta get another shot. CM Punk told him that he said something weird about there's guys who deserve a shot, and then there's guys who earned it. You're a guy like me because there's not many of us left. You are a guy that earned it, meaning guys started in the indies, blah blah blah. And Punk got in his head. Liv tried to talk to him later. He goes to Pierce. Now this is the jacked up part. Remember the Royal Rumble. They just finished building the building.
Yeah.
And apparently they just got all 30 spots secured.
Yeah.
Finn Balor has no place in the Rumble, y'all. He has no place in the Rumble. I say it. Finn Balor has no place in the Rumble. So Finn Balor said, I'm going to do this. He pulled the Thanos. You remember that? So he grabbed the gauntlet himself. I'll do it myself. And he ruined a god.
I mean, can we say this was a dream match? Can we say that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I wish it would have happened when Punk first got back to WWE like 2 years ago now or whatever.
Yeah,
but
2 years ago.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes, listen, sometimes things don't happen when we want it. And just the way it is.
Mm.
I thank the WWE for trying to give us this out the door. Instead of just letting it be one of those things like, these superstars under your banner for 2-3 years and you never had them cross paths. That's how we know shows is wasted. Because let me tell you something. You talk attitude era, ruthless aggression. It wasn't too many superstars that weren't throwing hands against each other. I mean, that's how Stone Cold ended up leaving. Because he was like, what? Me versus Brock Lesnar in a quarterfinal match? Not even the semifinals? Or the first round?
And no hype, nothing.
The first round, first time ever. Yeah, Vinny Mac was like, I ain't gonna hold you. Vinny was tripping. Because even Stone Cold was like, but that was about a time where.
Man, look, we may feel the way about Vince, and we may feel that he's a better booker than Triple H.
Oh, for sure.
Vince had his faults too. And I don't want people to forget that.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But here's the difference.
But this was one of those faults. But go ahead.
Oh, I thought you said here's one of these faults. Like I thought you was about
like that incident with Austin and Lesnar. That's one of the faults.
Yes, I agree with you. But here's the thing about Vince's faults. It's easy to remember his Vince pulled a Kobe in his last game, right? Nobody really talk unless they're trying to hate or nitpick. All you hear is Kobe put up 60. Kobe, the oldest dude to put up 60. Nobody talking about the 45 shots he took to get there. Right? Vince would throw shit at the wall to see if it sticks, but he was throwing a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? So you could duck some shit. You could stand still and shit just fly by. You'd be like, yeah, whatever. Didn't even catch my attention. I forgot he threw that. But the shit that was sticking, you was like hit or miss. Because you didn't get 4 or 5 match PLEs every time. So I get what they said. I think it was Bruce Pritchard because he earned a shut the F up from me on that. They say you can't, when you put so many matches on a card, all people do is remember the main event. And I'm here to tell you, like, you'll just say anything to defend. Cognitive dissonance is a real thing, right? People will say anything to defend their current situation because they're in the situation, right? Bruce Pritchard's probably like, man, this is some of the worst booking I've ever seen. But hey, he's not gonna say that even if he did feel like that. So he's got to defend it, right? And when I see things like wrestlers not wrestling week after week after week after week after week after week after week, and you give us 4 or 5 match PLEs, of course I'm gonna critique it. I only got 4 matches. This past Sunday Night Main Event, I only got 3. And you guys shouldn't be critics. What else we gonna do? You showed us unreal. Your man Road Dogg back there like, I don't know what you want to do. Like, come on, bro. What are we talking about? And then rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. Today is the 6th anniversary of his passing.
Yeah, and his daughter.
And his daughter. And all those other people that were on that flight too. We don't even know their names, but rest in peace to everybody involved with that helicopter. To Kobe family and all those others that passed away that day, man. That was horrible. My son cried. That shit made me cry. I'm like, damn. Kobe only a few years older than me. But I say that to this. So when Vince would do that, Triple H he tries to, it's like 1 or 2 arrows. It's not the automatic machine gun. I'm gonna throw a whole lot. You're gonna get hit with shots and a whole bunch gonna miss. But them shots that hit you, you gonna know them. You gonna know them. We only get 3-4 shots, so you make us have to critique it on a hard, steady basis. So salute to WWE for giving us this match. I don't like the way it ended, but it works for a storyline.
It does.
I get it. I can't deny it. You want Finn to get Finn said, I'm gonna put this opportunity in my hand. Now the rumor of him going babyface, I guess that's not really that's a heel tactic.
I think him turning babyface is still possible this year. I just don't think that we're planning it this soon.
I think they're at a point too where Finn ain't no spring chicken, right? You gotta hurry up and you gotta step on the gas right now. Yeah. For a lot of these superstars. A lot of them are gonna come to their end soon. For a couple of reasons. One, the business ain't getting no easier, even though the schedule has dramatically lightened. I don't care what no wrestlers say, unless they're in a different company and they're doing like 130, 140 matches. When you Google, I think it was LA Knight I pulled up, and it said he did like 62 matches last year. And I'm like, damn. And we know Roman Reigns barely did any. Plus the few house shows they do. What states got house shows? They like go on a spring of them, then they chill, then they kind of do another little run of them, then they chill. Everybody ain't on the house shows either. It's like, man, bro.
Yeah.
I wanted wrestlers to get time with their families, but if the product's gonna suffer, you got to find out a happy medium. Just like people say the NBA is too long. All right, well, maybe 82 games is too much. But brother, don't give us 12. You know what I'm saying? And act like we ain't gonna act the fool with just 12 games and wonder why there's 86 turnovers because they barely hoop. What you want us to do? So, I don't know, 40, 45, 50, but either way, they're making more money though. So in their eyes, can't do no wrong. If we're making more money, show me where I'm doing wrong. The ratings don't support because the deals that got you into Netflix, you guys were doing $3 million on the SmackDown. And SmackDown was the leading show as far as viewership on a steady, consistent basis. SmackDown was the horriblest ratings almost ever under the Cody Rhodes banner. Hate to tell you this, you guys got to figure something out. I think start with your PLE format. Start with what you're booking on them shows. You can do more talk, 3-4 minute segments, but more matches.
Yeah, at this point, definitely I would say more matches. If you're gonna cut off all the house shows, especially, like why not put more matches in your PLEs?
And on the real, I don't know, but like even tonight, right? You had the whirlwind. Oh my gosh! Let me get back to Finn because there's a lot to cover. Are you happy for Finn? Do we see this happening? When is Finn versus? Is this the Elimination Chamber main event? Not main event because the Elimination Chamber itself is a main event. But is this going to lead to that, or do you think they try to squeeze this in on Saturday?
That's what I was thinking they were trying to do. Like squeeze it for a Rumble, but I feel like it doesn't get enough steam if you just do it last minute like that.
Okay, that's fair. Matthew Barrich, we're gonna get into some predictions. I want to see everybody in the chat because
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you as much as I can sit here and complain about WWE. I got a few things I can say very good about WWE too. And one of the spaces they're in that is good, I kind of don't know who's gonna win the Royal Rumble.
Same.
Like I got a few picks, which is good. This is what you want. People like I can see them doing a late entry. Sami Zayn wrestling the match, loses, but then he jumps in. I can see Roman coming back. There's some things we need to talk about with that.
Yep.
Ooh, Cody Rhodes is in the Royal Rumble. Does he get a shot at Drew? A rematch with Drew?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Cody's the most obvious who's not winning it.
Bron Breaker.
I'm gonna get to Braun in a minute.
You see what I'm saying? That's 4 picks that I think are legit. And I honestly think the dark horse is always going to be LA Knight. If they just say, "Listen, we gotta crack this egg. The people want a cake. You gotta break an egg to make a cake, y'all. You gotta do it. Why not be at the Rumble? Last year you gave us Jey Uso, nobody asked for that. People have been asking for LA Knight, maybe not to win the Rumble, but it'll definitely throw the cards, and I think it'll get a good reaction because we all been waiting for him to do something. Then you got Obafemi. Obafemi's another dark horse. He went up, he beat the brakes off Cody Rhodes and left this man bleeding out his ear, looking crazy with both their hands raised. He looked like a loser.
That's honestly a match I wish they actually completed.
Drew saved his life.
I wish they completed the match because I was at the match was enjoyable until that happened. I was like, they didn't need to do that.
So I'm actually looking very, very forward to the Royal Rumble, at least on the men's side. Women's side too, but I think the men's have could go a few ways, and I'm very interested. And then you put the whole vision in there. Are we going to see some dissension in the ranks?
Yeah, and that's why I don't know if Braun wins it anymore. And he was one of my favorites. I would say he still is, but I think that kind of gives away that he may not win because there's definitely going to be a betrayal where one of them kicks the other out.
Vinny, if you want to see how fast I can throw my remote through the wall, let Logan Paul win that Rumble, bro. I'm telling you right now, WWE viewership would drop. That should look like a crypto market.
You're gonna start seeing me do reviews for AEW if that shit happens.
Yeah, there's just some things I can't take. If I can't take it, what's the thing? If you can't take it, you can't take no more. You know what I mean? Like whatever it is, don't do that to me. You know what I mean? I do think Logan Paul could be one of the final 4. I believe he was last year with Jey Uso.
I think so, yeah.
Dom Mysterio and
Cena.
And Cena. Yep. That was the final 4 last year. So it could work because let me ask you this. Now that we know, sorry for skipping around, y'all. Now that we know the Vision is in the Rumble, courtesy of Adam Pearce's ass, we're going to get to him in a minute. Can you predict the final 4?
For the Rumble?
For the Rumble. Because last year, let me keep in mind, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns were all in the Rumble. They pulled a fast one with us, y'all, and set up a triple threat with Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and they all got eliminated together.
Right. Punk would have made the final 4 if Logan didn't take him out.
Yes. So I think with the Vision being in there all 4, and tonight, one thing that the solidarity that the Vision was trying to do, backstage, they had a huddle, a powwow, a meeting of the minds, right? And Logan Paul at the forefront of this thing was like, basically, Bron Breaker, one of us needs to get to the end. One of us needs to win it. We need to work together. We have the advantage. And he could have left it there because that's what I thought he was going to do. And he was like,
yeah.
And one of us has to win. And that person is, he said, Bron Breaker. He said, Bron Breaker. You cool with that? You good with? Are
Bronson
you
Reed?
good with that? He said that, or do you feel like he's full of shit and he about to turn on the Vision?
I think he's full of shit, personally.
Okay.
Uh-huh. But you know how it is. The person that's usually the snake of the group is the one that's going to come off the smartest of the bunch.
Okay. That being said, Logan Paul, going back to his start with the Vision, he knew about the Masked Man like more than Paul Heyman wanted to. Like, he was like, "What?" I can't remember exactly what Logan Paul said back, but before Austin Theory revealed himself, but Logan Paul had said something to him on the couch one time, like, and then we can have the Masked Man come out, right? And he was like, "What? What do you like?" He's like, "Oh no, we don't know him. Oh, okay, like it's a thing. Like, oops, you know." And then at the same time, like you just said, Logan Paul spearheading, hey, Bron Breaker should win, getting everybody to do that because we get everybody to eventually everybody. In theory, y'all the last four. We agree Braun's gonna win. There's no need to fight this out. Everybody just jump out the ring.
Yeah,
And
which is not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. So he could be orchestrating the orchestra on this, right? Pulling the strings, dancing, even making moves that Paul Heyman doesn't see coming. Going back to Logan Paul first coming in the division, Bron Breaker told Bronson Reed, "I don't trust him." That was what he told him when they were walking backstage on a Monday Night Raw one day when it was like they were first putting him in there.
As a matter of fact, now that you just reminded me of that, I would not be surprised if it's Logan Paul that takes Bron Breaker out.
Ooh! And here you go. Now you have time to sit Bron till maybe, let's say, SummerSlam, because he's got to deal with something within the Vision.
Yeah, that will not surprise me if it's Logan Paul that takes him out.
I do agree that might be where we're headed. And WrestleMania is Bronson Reed versus Logan Paul. I'm not mad at that either. Because you need your surprises. Speaking of surprises, Adam Pearce keeps getting these phone calls. I don't know. Can we just cut the BS? Who's on the other line? Who is using his anytime minutes? I don't know if he got the old school plan. Y'all remember the old school plan? You got till 9 o'clock, anytime minutes. You got to call me after 9. The weekends don't count. That was all free minutes. T-Mobile came out with the rollover. I don't know if he's using that. I don't know if this person has a rotary phone. I don't know. But he might have the bat phone. You know what I'm saying? For all I know. It's Chris Jericho on the line because he's on the A. Don't be surprised, homie Joe, if they say it was Chris Jericho the whole time whenever he does finally get released. If that's ever a thing. Yeah. If that's ever a thing. You know, we've psyched ourselves out for... I don't even like saying Jericho's name after the way that first anniversary Raw went. I was waiting to break the wall the whole time. And when that shit didn't happen, I saw produced by Paul Levesque and all the other dude name. And I'm like, all right, like, come on now. Like, hey, bro. And it didn't happen. I was like, I ain't putting no Jericho. I'm not doing it again, you know?
But Jericho also said if he came back, he wants to come back with a different gimmick. So I wouldn't have expected him to come back with that.
I mean, fair enough. But Adam Pearce played it. See, and that's the thing. Adam Pearce played into it. Remember, he's like, that same anniversary Raw, he did a promo saying, like he was like walking down the street getting his steps in or something. And he was like, which person could break the walls down trying to become champion or whatever? Because they had like, you know, a match to see something. So I just, you know, is Brock in the Rumble? Is Brock in the Rumble? I don't think they announced him.
He wasn't announced. If he is, he wasn't announced. They really didn't announce a lot of people for the men's side in terms of who's in it.
I think they're still trying to figure out what they want to do, and it's it's them not. Could we get into that rumor?
Yeah, we could do that.
All right. Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns said they announced him for the Rumble tonight with just a picture. And I've seen a couple things, a TikTok video kind of talking about this, and I've seen some stuff on Facebook and a couple of groups. Dissension in the ranks, which is one of the reasons we haven't seen Roman Reigns in the buildup, supposedly, hypothetically. I don't know. I'm not on who turned this light on? Anyway, probably the little people. I got midgets running around here. The dissension is this, right? And come on, just jump in at any moment if I'm telling something that I got the story twisted or whatever. Roman Reigns essentially want to go back and do Cody versus Roman 3. Thank you. You saw that light went off, right? Like
I saw that. Yeah, I did.
It's probably one of the midgets. I told you. I got 4-footers in here, and so like Roman was looking to do Roman Cody 3. Cody going heel. I guess we're going as champion, right? Triple H wasn't looking to do that. Roman Reigns petitioned to family, essentially, The Rock, higher ups at TKO, WWE potentially, I guess. And then he, yeah, I got the military instincts, bro. And then I guess Triple H took the belt off Cody entirely, so this way no one could force his hand. And since then, we haven't seen Roman Reigns, they're saying, and there's this tension between them. I don't know if this is real or not. I do know it's abnormally weird not to go into one of your 4 big pay-per-views without Roman Reigns. Well, I mean, damn, when was the last time we saw him? War Games?
Yeah, War Games.
Let me make this perfectly clear to people. I know people are gonna give me shit. But you tell me, I'm trying to phrase this without getting my ass in trouble. Okay, here it is. I'll just be kind of blunt about it. You're gonna tell me, well, Roman Reigns has leukemia, and I'm gonna tell you, how do you know it's not a work?
I hoped it wasn't a work because I hate when people use that level of sickness to have them depart or to get them a cheap pop to get them over. But I've always considered it, even though I hope that's not the case.
I go off what they tell me on TV. However, I do know I watched a show on Netflix, right? It's called Unreal. And I have no idea if it's real or not. No one can tell me because people are like, you can tell because... Do tell. I've had a couple of family members pass away from cancer, and I'm sure many other people have. And I don't know what their relationships are with them. I would like to think we don't gamble with those type of things. I would like to, as much as I would hope it is fake, because I would hate for him to have it, right? Like it's kind of like, so wait, you want him to have leukemia? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't. I want him to be healthy, but so I don't know what it is. I don't know if I just think it's within the realm of what WWE is willing to do. And then in 7 years, talk about it on some damn DVD, or not a DVD, but a streaming platform service. Talk about one of the greatest hoax of all. Like, I was a grown, like, okay, how many other gimmicks did the WWE get you with? Some were culturally fucked up. Bro, y'all still think Muhammad Hassan isn't Italian. He's not even of that descent. And he still gets hate mail to this day. And he is not from that region of the world. He is not Muhammad anything. He's Michael, I forgot his last name, and he's Italian. He took the hate mail. He lost his fucking job. Because they tried to behead the Undertaker, right? They could have just gave him another character, like, all right, Mike, hey, Mike, take that shit off, bro. We're going to have you eating spaghetti.
Yeah, completely let him go.
They completely let him go over a character they gave him.
Yeah.
That he did so well. Get the fuck out of here. One job fires you. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't tell me this is beyond the scope of the WWE. It isn't. They told me the fucking one-man gang was black. This big-ass, head-shaven white biker was fucking black. And here's the worst part of why I'm saying it with such emphasis. I believed it because I was little. I ain't know. They started saying things that really didn't make sense. And I was like, well, why would they say that if it wasn't real? They said this man was from the deepest, darkest parts of Africa. And he was light-skinned. Bro. They sent him on regular TV. They did the same shit to Pee Wee Herman. You know what happened to Pee Wee Herman? He went crazy. He started beating his meat in a movie theater because he was never, what was his name? Paul Rubin? Everywhere he had to go, he had to be Pee Wee Herman. Ha ha! Hey, boys and girls. Yeah, everywhere he went, he was kayfabe till it drove him crazy. The King of the African Dream was the one-man gang, a white biker. They dressed this man in a dashiki as a playoff of Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, because he got his character from a black guy and he had such bravado and such swag. So instead of having the American Dream, who they felt like was playing the role of a black guy, they put a white guy to play. Yo, this dude, Robert Downey, our shit.
Robert Downey
playing the role of playing the dude who's playing. So if I ask you if Roman Reigns really has chemo or leukemia, we wouldn't know because they're never going to tell us. Let's know this: if he does, he's also shooting movies. Not impossible. We watched Chadwick Boseman do it, right? So it's not impossible. But damn. Chadwick Boseman wasn't wrestling either. Taking steel chair shots and shit. I'm pretty sure
that's another reason why Roman's schedule is so light.
But that could be it too. So it could be a very real thing. I don't know, and I don't want to make light of it. But I'd be like this, though. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want the WWE to get me again. And they've got me plenty of times. I thought Razor Ramon was Hispanic. I thought Zeus was going to kill Hulk Hogan till I seen Ice Cube hit him with a brick. I was like, hey, that's Zeus. I thought he was larger than life. And I was like, damn, he about the same size as Ice Cube. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like the kayfabe back in the day was crazy. But if Roman is, what would you prefer? Would you prefer to see Roman Cody 3? For fake ethnicities versus health problems is a difference. Bro. Let me try to think of some more health problems. You remember Shawn Michaels, the concussion angle? They had everybody panicked. They did what they did with Seth Rollins. The first time they did it was with Shawn Michaels, except even less people knew. Owen wasn't aware. The ref wasn't aware. The commentators weren't aware. So everything got called as if it was real, and they took him all the way to the hospital with an oxygen tank on his face and everything. After Owen Hart had insecurity him in the back of the head, Shawn Michaels skinned the cat, came back in the ring, turned around, yeah. And he's like, oh. And then he just dropped. And I remember being like, what the fuck? I do agree with you, Vinny. Leukemia is bad. But if you don't really have it, is it bad? Or is it performance art? Or if you had it, but you keep the story going. Paul Heyman's in his corner. This is the same guy that had Sami take a cigarette to the eye and walk around for weeks in real life, bandaged. Well, he didn't even go out. He He had Seth Rollins when he went out. You better be on crutches, even to pick your daughter up from daycare.
I think it's dishonest, and I think it's better we never find out the truth of that. That's it. Because let's call it what it is. During his big dog run, Roman wasn't over. People did not like Roman at all. It took for the leukemia announcement for him to kind of get a break and get over. Because like when he came back a few months later, they started booing him again. But the fact that that happened and we all fell for him, we don't wish that on anybody. You take 100%. That away, but if you take that away and then we find out you lied this whole time, I can't even respect you as an entertainer. It's like we can't even respect you as a man, let alone the company for letting that run through.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think movies and shit that have wheelchair victims should get real wheelchair victims and not people to act like they're in a wheelchair? You remember Drake played in Degrassi as a wheelchair dude. Harold Perrineau played in Oz. That dude, I really thought he was handicapped. That was the first time why would you get a real guy who could walk when there's plenty of people in wheelchairs?
No, that's different because these are fictional characters. It's not like they're doing like something. Okay.
Roman Reigns is a fictional character, brother. I mean, that's how deep the WWE got us roped in. Like, that man's name is Joe. That man's name is Joe. Roman Reigns has cancer. So, Joe ain't got shit. Joe don't even have asthma.
The problem is when he did that promo, he used his government and made it seem like it was legit. That's the problem too.
But he's an actor. You remember when Shawn Michaels told us he lost his smile? Michael Hickenbottom didn't tell us he lost his smile. Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, but if I remember that promo correctly, Shawn wasn't like, my name is da-da-da-da-da, this and this. But Ron was like, my name is Joy Anoa'i, the ABC. I have a family.
You know what? I do think he did.
I don't really remember how he worded it, to be honest.
Yeah, I have to go back and watch it. You could be very correct, and I see the comments too. I don't put it past them. I want it to be a word because guess what? I don't want Roman Reigns to have cancer for real. But damn, WWE is pretty good, right?
It's just I wouldn't put it past them if they did because
Shawn Michaels cannot use his government name. You cannot be called the Heartbreak Kid, Mr. And you talk about my last name, Michael Hickenbottom. That shit ain't gonna work. I thought that was kayfabe when I heard his real name in real life. Like, his name ain't Hickenbottom, bro. Why would you make that up? His name is Shawn Michaels. It's nothing. That's not a crazy name. His name is Shawn Michaels. No, his name is Michael Shawn Hickenbottom. Oh man, imagine. I mean, that'd be like someone saying King HP's name is Hall Pringle and shit. Like, shit would be crazy, right? I mean, who's the Hickenbottom kid, the Hall Pringle kid? Like, there's people out here with some wild last names. But again, would you prefer? I don't even know where. Okay, if Roman has his way, we know what we're getting, right? Do you see Drew's WrestleMania moment? Like, do you see his opponent? Is it clear to you? Because to me, it's not. I don't know. There's a couple options for me of who it could be. One big one.
I wouldn't be mad at a Drew versus Orton match, personally. I don't think we get that, but I wouldn't be mad at that. And the thing is, if let's say that they do Cody and Roman Part 3, me personally, I don't think you probably don't even need the belt to be involved for that, to be honest with you.
You have to.
I just feel whether you involve if you added the title picture to it or not, the ultimate goal that needs to happen, Cody has to be heel. If he is not heel, throw that shit away.
You know, when I hear Triple H say that, because he mentioned that too, Roman doesn't need the title, he's bigger than the title. This is coming from a guy who refused to relinquish the title and always used the title to have it, to make the moments bigger. So I don't believe him. Because if that's the case, Cody don't need a title to do a lot of his matches that he did. That first year he gave us, Cody was flat. And I've started to come to this. I think someone said this on the pod, like, just because, or somewhere they said this, Just because they're a wrestler doesn't mean they know how to run a wrestling business. They be no because think about this: Vince McMahon started running a wrestling business and turned it into a conglomerate. What wrestling business did he have prior to his father? None. He never stepped in the ring.
So I mean, so there's a couple reasons why I can combat that. One, well, granted, I do agree. I don't think Triple H. He sounds hypocritical when he says that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, one thing Triple H wasn't or didn't have, and also what Cody didn't have, none of them had a 3 to 4 year title run. Neither of them did. And then to also add on to that, let's not forget the interview Punk had where he said the title doesn't matter anymore. So do they really need it?
That's the WWE's fault for that.
No, and I agree. But in today's era, does it really need to be? It's not going to really elevate anything because of that interview.
It would. If those two matches with Cody Rhodes at 39 and 40 WrestleMania respectively did not have a title, then that means there is no story. Right?
Well, I don't mean then. I mean post Punk's interview. Because he put that out there. That wasn't put out there then.
Punk isn't telling the truth entirely. He has a good point, but it's not valid. Tonight, we talked about this earlier, and maybe it's just me. When he said, but it won't be that. It'll be for the World Heavyweight Championship. It elevated the match. And these are two legit. But if I want to see it, I want to see it for the highest prize. I don't want to see it for no Ulafala. I don't you can fight solo for the Ulafala. Don't nobody care because you can't fight everybody for the Ulafala. Only certain people that works for. But the world title, that shit'll have Finn Balor turn into the demon. He put Nikes all over CM Punk's stomach tonight. I do think it elevates. I definitely think it elevates. This guy's funny. I don't know where you from. Looks like somewhere over in the. We see you. It all depends on who's writing the show that night, but I'll tell you this. AJ is a better string of matches in his current run than CM Punk does since he came back, so I'll leave it there.
I'm going to say something maybe controversial, but I'm just going to be honest. When you saw AJ and Punk wrestle tonight, you wouldn't think AJ's older than CM Punk.
You're correct.
And I'm probably going to leave it there before I sound like I'm disrespecting Punk, and I don't want to.
You might sound very Kevin Nash's.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and I'm definitely fucked because I should have did my chemistry homework and turned it in. It was due at 11:59. Fucking exam. I'm in trouble. I do think that AJ has to lose, and that's the sad part because you can't come back from a who puts their career on the line and doesn't lose, because then what's after that? We're gonna do it again. No, you can't. I'm not gonna keep putting my career on. The only time that kind of worked was the Ric Flair storyline. Pretty good, actually. If I lose, I'm out. And they had him win all the way to WrestleMania.
Well, the difference with Ric Flair's was Ric Flair did not make that stipulation or wanted to agree to it. Vince McMahon forced it. Because remember, Vince was like, "Oh, you don't want to retire? All right. So this is what's gonna happen. Next match you lose, that's it." That wasn't a Ric Flair choice to agree with. Vince forced that. That's what made it different, and that's what made it work.
Yeah, I agree. And this is where the story, man. Like you said, Vince doesn't have all home runs. He's got some strikeouts and some. But sometimes, man, I just don't see as much creatively from this regime as such. I still see some stuff. Tonight didn't take much. They put the right ingredients in the pot, stirred it up, turned it on, and boy, that aroma cooked. Oh man, it was savory. However, I'm not a fan of the end. I just wish we would have got a definitive winner. Just to be honest. I get it though. You don't want your world champion to lose, and you don't want AJ to lose before Saturday. Can't have it.
If that did happen, AJ wasn't gonna win the belt. Because let's say even if he won and he faces Gunther, You think they're gonna main event Gunther at Mania with Lesnar? Granted, yes, I want to see the match, but they're not gonna put the belt on. And it makes it
Yeah,
even more obvious he's beating Lesnar if that's supposedly Lesnar's last match if he's considering retirement from what those rumors were stating prior.
you're right. I also think Gunther can't lose in the next near future. Um, because he's outside of Drew. Those are your two biggest heels, and there's one on each show. So Drew shouldn't be losing. And if he does, it's a weird situation to have Drew lose right now if he has a match.
Just don't have Sami win. That's all I'm saying.
I
Actually,
ain't
let
gonna
me
lie.
ask you that: if Sammy beats Drew, are you ranting on the next pod?
Yes, yes, yes. The only thing I'll say this because I'll give pros and cons. There'll be more cons than pros, but Sammy will always give you entertaining matches, right? But it's not about the matches, right? I can't see the 1, 2, 3 kid as a world champ, and when it wears it, like when they. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't like how Brock Lesnar squashed Kofi Kingston. But I was also like, all right, cool. Kofi's not. I'm not into the Kofi mania. I
See,
don't think
what's
high
funny is
flyers do
that's
it.
what's funny. Controversial take. I liked it.
The squashing of them,
Yes, I liked it.
I didn't
I
like it.
I have my reasons for that, and it's an unpopular opinion, but I have my reasons for that.
Fair. I just think that with Kofi, you could have beat him hard. Pause. Damn, that's crazy. Um, hey man,
I
I
mean,
got
one,
something for Z.
one thing I'll say about the Kofi thing, I did not like. I didn't like that post squash. He didn't try to get the title back.
Yes, but
That
that's Damian Priest. That's a couple of these
yeah,
guys. When you lose the world
I
title,
didn't
and you
like.
don't have a desire to get it back. What are we doing here? And, so I don't know. When I see Sami Zayn, I don't see a world champion. Even if you put the belt on him and he gets to talking all crazy, and his promos aren't bad, his matches are good. But bro, when I see you wrestle Drew Matt, if I see you in a bar and they put the money, yeah, but the smaller guy can win sometimes. Yeah, he can. He can. It's possible. Jake Paul could have beaten AJ. Big Show should have beaten Floyd Mayweather. It looks crazy when that's not the case, though. It just looks crazy because you're in a combat sport. I do think sometimes small guys, because like, okay, when Shawn Michaels was world champion, you look at Shawn Michaels up to 98, from like 97, 95 to 98, and his body type, he was at his peak, like physical. When he came back in 2002, you could tell I ain't working out like that. I ain't doing all them push-ups. I'm not pushing all that weight. I do enough to keep me in shape, right? I got the dad bod. I got the wrestling dad bod. So I'm not like fully dad bod. I got a good physique. I can take my shirt off on any beach, right? But it wasn't like it was in 98. It wasn't that.
Right? Yeah.
So Sami Zayn always just looks like he ate 2 Hot Pockets and drank a 6-pack. That's what his diet is. And that's cool. That's you. But Drew McIntyre made this point on the Impulsive podcast, like, yo, guys got to hit the gym, bro. Y'all got to hit the gym. You got guys coming in. Look at the size of Randy Orton. Randy Orton's supposed to go in there and lose to a guy who's 190. But because he's 190, the show's going to be like, weighing in at 222 pounds. Cody Rhodes is like the bare minimum of a wrestler. And it's really his height that helps him out. Because I'd be looking at him like, bro, come on, bro. His moveset, he's not even athletic. Like LA Knight, come on, bro. Give it to him. My man be doing anyway. I'm not having this conversation, but I'm having this conversation. When you look at a guy, you know what I'm saying, it's not like boxing in a sense, like we get to pull off moves. We get to wear you down and do move sets and try to focus. This is where I think wrestling helps. Chain wrestling helps smaller people. You know what I mean? This is why Bret Hart can get over. Because look, Dean Malenko, CB, you know what I mean? I'm gonna wear his body part out. This knee is gone. I chop down trees. That's what he would do to Kevin Nash. What he do to Undertaker. That's what he do to Psycho Sid. I don't see that with Sami Zayn. And that's a lot of wrestlers today. They don't really work body parts. So when you got a guy like Sami Zayn, I do believe Sami Zayn should be in comparison with Razor Ramon. I think he's that good. I think he's great promo. I think he could be a world title contender. He's just a guy who never gets it, and that's perfectly fine. Mr. Perfect's going to be in the Hall of Fame, and he's better. Mr. Perfect got a better career than some. He got a better. Mr. Perfect has a better. Mr. Perfect, Razor Ramon, Ravishing Rick all have better careers than Jey Uso thus far, as singles.
That's true.
As singles, and Jey accomplished more, technically speaking. But it's not about, you know what I'm saying? So I just if Sami does it, I'm not gonna just shit the bed. But
So let me ask this, because this is kind of like a little experiment I ask people. Between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Oh shit.
Who do you feel? I mean, granted, Kevin Owens has been champion, a world champion. But if you had to choose between the two, if neither one was ever a champion, they come in your company, who would you rather be your face to be champion first?
Oh shit.
And there is a reason. And there's a reason why I'm asking that.
Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens?
Yep.
Okay.
And it's without a doubt.
Okay.
Kevin Owens has a rough, tumble, rugged moveset. And that is a moveset of a champion. He has a pop-up power bomb. He has, with his body type, he has that cannonball off the top. So I got two ways to finish you: aerial and like with a power move. You know, he uses the stunner as well. I have three finishers. When you watch his moves at the cannonball, he's using his weight to dominate the match, as well as being a bruiser as far as his style. Kevin Owens, again, we start getting towards the high flying acrobats. It's hard to be a high flyer and keep that, like Bret Hart was a little guy, no high flying moves. Shawn Michaels had some, but very reserved. The moonsault, the elbow, that's pretty much it. But when he was younger, guess what he had? A lot more aerial moves. And guess what he wasn't? He wasn't a world champion. So your moveset's going to reflect this. When you're flying around, I'm going to jump over the top rope. I'm going to jump. I'm going to skydive. I'm going to run through the rope, suicide dive. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do all these moves that don't really, you know what I mean? High risk, high reward, but they only really work for Rey Mysterio. And Rey Mysterio doesn't really have any major, like, runs of a championship that people are like, yo, that one Rey Mysterio world title run was crazy. No, hell no. Ain't nobody going to say that. But they'll say that about Bautista. Bautista got, and Rey Mysterio got beat up by Bautista in that run. But they won't say that about because he looks the part. His moveset looks like him. Kevin Owens has weight behind him, and he does the cannonball into the corner. He has the pop-up power bomb. He's got a lot of moves. That he even has that behind the back arm DDT when they let him do it. He has moves that's like, we're done. That's my champion. Because he's going to beat the shit out of you. He's a brawl fighter. He's a bar. Like Sami looks like he had beers. Kevin Owens looks like he had liquor, and then he beat the shit out of everybody standing there drinking them beers.
Right. Like Kevin has the look of someone like he could hold his own in a bar fight.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's going to. His moveset is becoming of a power move guy. Sami's is a mixture of things, and that's why he's entertaining. Don't hold me down. Don't hold me like very entertaining. Chris Jericho falls under this line too. People talk about he's the first to do this, the first to that, but a lot of his world championship a lot of the matches they talk about are when he's not world champion.
Yeah. So I say this with Kevin Owens because, and I'm not saying I don't disagree, I do agree. Vince McMahon always like praised Kevin Owens as a wrestler. But this was the problem.
His body type.
Yeah, Vince never wanted to make him the god because of his body.
Yes. Vince also said the same thing about ravishing Rick Rude.
And this is why I tell people if Kevin Owens had like an AJ Styles kind of body, he would have been like the face of the company.
Say that again. If Kevin Owens had whose body?
Like AJ Styles, for example.
Oh, you talking about AJ now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He would
If
definitely.
if he was something around that
Yeah,
type of body
for sure,
type, he
for
would have been
sure.
the face of the company. Because outside of Owens' body, he has everything else in a wrestler usually would want.
Yes, believability, promo, in ring work, selling, the merch, catchphrases. The you could start a company with Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
You won't be WCW or WWE, but you'll be TNA or ECW.
Yeah. And I'll say this for
He's
those
your
who
first
maybe
pick.
aren't familiar with Kevin Owens prior to WWE, if you saw him like in the Indies, Kevin Steen, because that's who I know.
Yeah,
Kevin Steen, demon.
nasty. And that's the thing that I think wrestlers. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest, man. People might be like, "No, it's a new line." After the steroid era, even before the steroid era, little guys weren't a good. Very hard for them to get over. When they did, they were real wrestlers though. Like they had skill sets out the ass, not just wrestling whole. Like they could like Bob Backlund, collegiate champion. You know, Brock Lesnar had that anyway, and then he went to the UFC and super solidified it. And you see how googly eyed Vince got over that.
Yeah.
Vince used him as an attraction because, like, I mean, that
Yeah.
brought
He
a
was the
hell of
first.
validity.
Yeah, he was the first and only person to go from wrestling to MMA and be the champion multiple times.
Dominant.
Yeah.
They had a sports. Brock was something different, bro.
Look, this is why to this day I will always say he doesn't get
Kurt
enough
Angle
credit
too.
for adding validity to wrestling.
Yeah. So going back to the Sami thing, Drew should win. I don't mind if Sami does like a quick title run. It's not again. Sami still has a lot of intangibles that I could go with. I'm not gonna shit the bed if he wins, but you know, I was more upset that Jey Uso could win than Sami Zayn because Jey Uso does not have those intangibles. You see what I'm saying? I would say I wouldn't even say Jey Uso has the body type. Jey Uso just had the fan base, but on Unreal,
In the purchase sales, because they go off that.
well, this is the thing. On Unreal, Paul Heyman said something that was vital. He was talking about Penta, and he was like, two things you got to listen for. One, when they come out, that's just their superstar pop. The next is when they're making their comeback during the match. And they were just as high on Penta then as they were when he came out, which lets you know they're rolling with this guy. They're riding with this guy. They're going with him. It ain't just the energy and the pop and the theme song that comes out. This is the guy they want to see win. So when he's done, the crowd, no, Sierra Romero, they're going crazy. They don't do that for Jey Uso. He's got to do the thing, and it's the thing, and that's the thing. And they keep going back to the thing. If he's not doing the thing, there's no pop. It's flat. They don't care. But he's very fun to watch with the intro. He's got one of the best. He got the best intro right now until Trick Williams gets a little bit more popular.
Yeah.
Because when wrestlers dance to your shit, Randy Orton can't even help him. So that shit, I played that shit in the car when I be driving to Georgia on these when I gotta go to my other site.
I'm glad you said that because you know what makes it spooky? Trick is getting that now, and he's not even a baby face.
No.
When he's a baby face, it's gonna go crazier.
Yeah. So as he grows, pause. Yeah, it's gonna. And Trick has gone against the McMahon thing. Vince McMahon didn't like wrestlers wearing white. Trick looks like $1 million when he comes out in that all white. The eye winking to the camera. He just like, I'm a star, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm here. I am here. And I didn't really realize how over he was. So I started going to social media and seeing it firsthand.
Yeah, he's over.
Go to your TikTok. If you got TikTok, go to TikTok, type in Trick Williams, and watch all these bloggers start talking about him. And all these women, like, oh, who is this? Y'all always talk about John Cena and shit. Y'all ain't never talk about no Trick Williams. And it's crazy. It's a thing. So
Another thing I'm happy they did with
Archie
them.
said he was moisturized.
Yo, that was crazy.
Duh.
That was wild.
Salute to the greatest heel in podcast wrestling today, even though he's no longer here today, but he might be back hopefully sooner than later. The Archie Carter, the most loved, most hated. He's taken a lot of his social medias down, but you can still catch him and his music and such at the Lunch Table Owners. And when he has shows and such, I'll still make sure to get that information out. So if you're in the vicinity or you're in the area or you just want to, know where to look or whatever, yeah. Moisturized.
Yeah, that was crazy, man.
Oh my god! But yeah, I didn't realize I was not because you watch. Remember, we used to watch him every week on NXT, and you're like, all right, man.
I mean, another thing they did with them that I'm happy they did. They made him keep his gimmick from NXT. They did not switch him up because sometimes they be doing that, and I'm glad they didn't with him. That would have messed him up.
Archie was king of the sus liners, bro. Like that. He was the ultra hot, ultra white hot. My man was on one, man. God damn. He ain't here to defend himself, but he might have been seeing them. I don't know, man. Archie used to say the things Big E used to say, and Big E used to say things I would never say. So Jesus. I'm totally failing my class today, y'all. Just so y'all know. I'm so far behind in chemistry. I have 4 assignments due, and I have none of them motherfuckers done. And one was a lab. I thought it was just a test. I was like, I think I'm pretty much ready to take the test. And then I'm so fucked. So the next couple days, like you see me, I might not be here this Wednesday. Check out the Humble Roses podcast. I got invited over there to do a Royal Rumble. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be saying all that. I think so. I think he's going to start marketing if he hasn't already. Royal Rumble trivia over there. And then if there's time, presuming, depending on what time they wrap up there, we're going to pop up here. Maybe we'll go on a different day. Or maybe we all pop up over there. Who knows? But yeah, definitely. Gamaj running this show Wednesday. He might have to. You know what I'm saying? We got Gamaj ready. Hey, question. Fatal 4-way for the number 1 contender tag match. Humble Roses, Dallas Cash. It's another very good podcast. Humble Roses, you can check them out on YouTube, Twitter, just Humble Roses podcast. Very, very in-depth wrestling knowledge. I would definitely say he has more wrestling knowledge than I do. Probably by far. When it comes to WWE, I would say no, but he goes into New Japan. He watches a lot of indie wrestling. He's well-versed, well-versed. Dallas Cash is. That was my opponent for the battles that we had on the Wednesday Night War that I had. Unfortunately, I did not perform at my peak, and I ended up losing. But, very good dude, very good brother, very good podcast. Very good, very good. They just recently had Santonio Marella. They recently had, oh my gosh, D'Lo Brown. They had D'Lo Brown about a month ago on there, doing this thing. Yeah, it's Vinny. Yeah, tell him. Yes, but I'll check it out. Shoot me the DM, Cash. Yeah, Cash. He don't mess around, bro. Dallas Cash knows is very, very in-depth wrestling knowledge. Very good, very good. If I had to lose to anyone in a rap battle for wrestling bars, low key, I'm happy with him. You know what I'm saying? Because I'd rather lose to a guy that has an in-depth ability on top of freestyle ability on top of a great skill set than someone who's like, I just watch a couple main events here and there, and I just said a bunch of cliche things, and everyone said, right. So yeah, shout out to him. Yeah, he did have Karrion Kross on his pod. I remember seeing in his tweets, I follow him on Twitter, X if you nasty, that when he asked Karrion Kross for the interview, and Karrion Kross responded to him directly, like not even on DM, just straight up in the post, in the chat. So that was fire. So yeah, salute to the Dallas Cash and everything he has going on the Humble Roses podcast this Wednesday. Tap in 7:30 Eastern start time. So yeah, absolutely. For women's, are we going to talk about the women's 6-woman tag, or the fatal 4-way for the number one contender
for the tag team for the tag belt?
Yeah.
Let me get the fatal 4 out the way, because I didn't like that no one in the Vision was a part of that match.
Let's talk about it.
I didn't like that one bit, and this is supposed to be the faction I'm supposed to take seriously as the next threat. Like, at the very least, put a tag team belt on one of them for.
I agree with you so harsh, like hard pause, whatever. There is nothing. Yeah, the tag team is not like, you have to eventually unify those tag belts and make one just like the women's, because tonight's matchup, the Americanos, like the Americano Grandes or whatever.
Yeah, that El Grande Americano team. I don't know their names.
The New Day, the Creeds, Otis and Tozawa. Otis and Tozawa win. They're going to go on to face the Usos. In what world are we like looking forward to this? I'm okay with it because at least it's something new and they earned it. But you didn't have any top teams in there, which is the comment that dude Mike, you know what I'm saying, has made.
Oh, so you don't consider the New Day a top team?
No, they are, but they're not.
Oh, they're not currently hot. Is that what you mean?
No. That's what I should correct myself, because they are a top 10. You're right. They're just not currently hot. They're just not. I'm not. It ain't like what it was years ago.
Right. That's
and they've been fledgling ever since. New Day has the most wasted heel turn. I would agree.
Yeah.
New Day corny as fuck.
Actually, let me ask you this, and the chat can chime in. If the Vision was in this match, who are the 2 members you're putting in that match?
I'm gonna be honest. Austin Theory, he's gonna always catch an L, so he's going in. And probably Logan Paul. Logan Paul is the new guy in the group. And I remember when Bronson Reed was being tatted as a monster before he took out Seth Rollins. And they had him going in that direction. Bronson Reed has become just a guy in the background. You don't even say anything super crazy. When he said the guy, I forgot Paul Heyman's introduction for each guy. Don't quote me. But he called Austin Theory the hottest young prospect. He called Logan Paul, which we all know, the most popular guy on the planet. He speaks super highly of Bron Breaker. He said, that's the reason we're all here tonight. Blah, 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 blah. And he just like, and the master of the tsunami. Bronson Reed. Like, what? I'm more than a tsunami. Like, why am I not going after the mid-tier title? These guys take the tags, and he goes and gets the world title. And now the Vision is the most formidable group in all of sports entertainment.
Yeah, that's why I would remember they did that for for Judgment Day.
They did that for the Bloodline.
Yeah.
The Bloodline at one point was the hottest group in professional wrestling, because you had a tag team that was undisputed with both shows' belts and your leader with both shows' belts at the same damn time. Is the Bloodline something to be played with? Clearly not. They got six titles between these members, between 4 people.
Yeah. The only titles they did not get were the mid card titles.
Imagine they would have had Solo take an Intercontinental Champion and a U.S. title.
Right.
Even if it would have been for 1 month, all titles would have belonged to the Blood. Man, the fuck?
You could have given Solo like either US IC and the other could have went to Sami.
It could have been a King of the Ring title shot.
Yeah.
A King of the Ring thing, and then him forfeiting it. What? I don't want the title shot. What? My tribal chief told me, and I listened to my. So now they got to scramble to do something. but it would still go down that Solo won the King of the Ring. Bloodline was that squad, and you believed it because they showed proof. So even though they tried to trump titles with Ula Falas, bracelets, other storylines, don't be fooled. Those things mean the most. If they didn't, Roman Reigns wouldn't be touted. Roman Reigns lost that title. He has since, remember he said, don't believe when people say they're the main event. No, they're a main eventer. I'm the main event. Right? He told you, you believed it. You believed it so much that now when you see SummerSlam and he opens the card, you're like, this is bullshit. Cognitive dissonance. You don't believe it. He's doing it, and now you don't accept it. But you're seeing it in real time.
Yeah. And the main reason the Olafala was so over was because it was on somebody who was dominant and a champion for all those years. If it wasn't that, even if it wasn't, let's say, consecutive, but it was like the majority of his run, even if he lost it once or twice, he was still the most dominant person in the company.
He held them titles for 3.5 years, but he didn't even take a pinfall loss in 4.
Yeah.
So there's that. You know what I mean? Secondly, not only that, the pinfall loss. After he lost the title, remember there was the treadmill. He was like, today is day 1. Then remember before Bad Blood, they had him and Cody go to the stadium and face off. And he was like, you're in my way. And Cody slid over, is like, in life. Then they've constantly, when he came back, and remember The Rock did some shit, and him and Cody, he's like looking at them. You can't do anything else outside of Roman, Cody, 3 for the titles. See, it has to be.
See, but now I also feel like they also go that route. You have to involve The Rock too.
I think you get it without it.
You think it works without him also?
Mm-hmm. Because one thing they haven't had of the 2 matches they've already had is a match with no interference. 39, Bloodline interfered. 40, we all saw that when everybody came out. There has not been a straight one-on-one match. And they should make it to where, hey, it ain't Bloodline rules. It's hell. We could. I don't think you need a gimmick match for WrestleMania. That's the thing. You don't really need one because then you authorize for people to come in and do some bullshit. When we've seen that every single time. The one thing we haven't seen is him versus him, no one else involved. So I don't know if you want to steel cage it. I don't know if you want to Hell in a Cell it. But when you say Hell in a Cell, a lot of times we still expect a run-in of some sort. I think we need a straightforward match with a clean victory. And I think it should be Roman Reigns. I can't justify Cody.
I could definitely justify Cody.
How?
If we're doing the heel turn, then yes, put it on him.
No.
Yeah.
We gave you the belt for 2
I'm gonna give it to Roman
years.
for what? Like I said, if Roman gives me 5 matches before Mania, then fine. He's not giving me 5.
Okay, cool. He doesn't give you 5.
He doesn't give me 5. Again, and he had it for like 4 years.
Here's the kicker.
Nah, man.
Here's the kicker. You dropped ratings by 66%. We went from 3-point-something million to 1-point-something million, where they were talking about, damn, Jinder Mahal was getting higher ratings, to the fact that when a few months ago, SmackDown didn't hit 1 million views. This is under Cody Rhodes. So, yeah, I might give you 5 matches, but just the fact I'm on the card, people associated to me, we keep Bloodline storyline, people coming out and speaking for me. I pulled Netflix. I pulled all these deals. I pulled so many deals. You went on a signing spree. You signed AAA. You signed a deal with. You were able to do a merger deal with TNA of some sort. That got them so hot. They got a deal with AMC. And you want to talk about you should go over? No, you got us under.
So now this is where I'm going to put context into both.
Hulk Hogan only wrestled 5 matches a year. Ultimate Warrior only wrestled 5 matches a year. They wrestled more, but we only saw them wrestle on the pay-per-view. And there was only 4.
I'm going to add context into what Roman has done. Because yes, while all of this happened under his reign, here's the context. Same with Jinder. When they were both champions and Roman Reigns unified everything, guess what? He was able to battle both brands. Cody didn't have that luxury. So Roman had the
I
option
disagree.
to fight to face more people.
I disagree.
How was that so?
What brand is AJ Styles on?
AJ's on Raw.
Okay, Cody was SmackDown, right?
Yeah.
After Roman Reigns lost the title to Cody Rhodes, who was Cody Rhodes' first opponent? Remember the camera shaking? It was a Raw opponent. It wasn't It wasn't a SmackDown.
AJ? No, at that
Yeah.
time, AJ was a SmackDown roster. He got traded to Raw last year. I mean, if you got another opponent you want to give me, go ahead. Because Logan Paul was a free agent at the time. Roman had
And
the
here's
option
another
for
thing.
more people. It's you can't beat that. That's why I say it's not fair to really compare the two.
I have
It's
to
the
dump
same.
it all on Cody.
As a matter of fact, it's the same issue Tiffany Stratton had. It's the same issue Jade's having because she hasn't defended the belt. Who's credible in that SmackDown roster for her to defend it too? And there's not a lot of people because they all jump to the tag team division where they can all fight for one belt.
Yo, all I'm gonna say is this, right?
So you're telling
Cody
me
was the
if
undisputed
Cody
champion.
had more people, let's say if Cody had the options Roman had to face more people, both brands, you're still gonna say it's lackluster? You can't.
I got to see what the rating, bro. Regardless of whatever, Cody's first reign was lackluster, and he had it for 8
I'm
years.
not knocking that, but I'm saying it's lackluster because he didn't have the option to face multiple people in both brands, nor did they give him an opponent to build up to appear like he had a threat.
Whose fault is that?
It's not Cody's because I'm not
Okay,
denying
you
it was
know who some
lackluster.
of Roman Reigns' opponents were?
You said what?
You remember the guy who they said should never be champion? Remember a guy named Jey Uso? You remember how he became main event Jey Uso? By battling Roman Reigns. And the crowd ate it up.
And he got his
Sometimes when you stand in front,
squashed each time.
Hey, check this out. People can be regular, like when people are in there with Floyd, after they battle Floyd, all of a sudden now they have market value. People battle Cody, they did not get market value afterwards, which means we're dealing with two type of stars here. One, the Sun, average size star, maybe on the small side, but he completely powers up this planet. Then you got these supernova stars. They can get anybody hot. You can't tell me. I mean, Jey Uso got hot riding as a tag team, and he wasn't even a singles guy. He was a tag team guy, and just beefed with Roman.
He got hot just by being in the bloodline.
Again,
but that wasn't just a Roman effort. That was honestly all of them. Because let's call it what it is. The bloodline was like the shield for Roman. They helped him win majority of his matches.
It wasn't just about winning; it was his aura. Roman has 6 moves, bro. Roman did 20 matches total with 6 moves, and people were like, "Yeah."
Yeah, but I also think
people were doing weddings with Roman Reigns' theme song, not Cody Rhodes. Roman Reigns is the draw, brother.
I think that we are over crediting this man's run in the wrong way. Literally. I think so.
How? Say that shit again.
So let me ask you this. All right,
I gotta put this hearing protection in so I can hear you better.
Yeah, that's fine. So you know what? Okay. So since Roman had such a great, memorable run, can you give me 4 matches that were like top, like great from Roman Reigns in his run?
They were great for Roman?
Yeah.
Him versus Edge and Daniel Bryan, double stack pin.
Okay, 1.
Him versus Brock Lesnar.
Which one?
Shit, which one was the one he lifted that ring up?
Which one did they what?
Where he lifted the ring up.
Oh,
it's my mic. It's my cameraman.
Oh, the promo. I mean, that promo was Mania promo, but the one he lifted the ring up, that was SummerSlam.
I think.
I think that was SummerSlam.
So he's got like 2. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Let me see. What else do I think? I think him beating the ever-loving bricks out of Kevin Owens.
The one in
Remember? And that was the Sami heel. That was the Sami turn.
okay, that was the Rumble.
Yeah. That's like 3. And the reason why I'm naming those is because those are the same opponents Cody has had since he's been back. And Cody hasn't had the same type of effect. So I wanted to list people. Kevin Owens and him just had a crazy. People didn't pick Cody Rhodes' theme song and make TikTok videos for their weddings.
So I'm gonna give you
Now that has nothing to do with nothing but whether who's the guy, his theme song, his everything. This is what I want to come out to my wedding to. We are the one. People throwing ones up. People ain't just going to weddings like, oh, like that's a cultural statement of an icon. Yeah, it does take a group to do that, but it also doesn't.
So I'm going to give you the things with the 3 matches you mentioned. 2 of those matches were gimmick matches. That's one. The other thing also, all these opponents were given time to look like threats for Roman. Who in Cody's run was given time to look like a threat?
They had their whole career, brother.
No, never mind.
It's not like they just came off the
Owens
street.
fought Roman 2 times and they built him up. And even with that, it was like, I mean, granted, you still knew he wasn't going to win, but they built him up to look credible. Who was supposed to look credible?
They build up Jey Uso to look
credible for Cody.
Jey Uso didn't look credible.
He looked credible after the 3rd match. After they had the tag team with Roman and Solo, and then he went to go after Roman for the belt, they made him look credible. And he almost won if Jimmy didn't, mess that up.
I'm going to say this. Cody don't have it in him. He doesn't talk. There's just certain things that have aura. Like Zach Morris and AC Slater and Screech were all on the same show. They all had about equal amount of screen time, so to speak. This guy even went on to later lead the show. And nothing will ever top Zach Morris being the guy. The guy. That is Roman Reigns. No matter how you slice it. Well, he had Mr. Belding. He had the best looking girls there. He had Tori come in on his run. Listen, it don't matter how you slice it. Because when they first turned him to the tribal chief, they set those seeds up years before when him and Brock first started. And they did some weird backstage interview and Paul Heyman said, "You mind? I first met you." Those are the first seeds of the bloodline and nobody knew that was coming. And that's almost like 2 years before the bloodline starts.
I mean, look, that's cool. And I'm not denying. Look, I've never denied Roman's position where he's at. Pause. What I'm saying is he's been fortunate to have opponents built up to look credible. And that's part of the key. Cody did not have that. That plays a big part. You're just going to look as good as how your opponent is. It takes 2.
So let me ask this, right? Is that Roman's fault or is that Triple H's fault?
I'm making that point also. I'm not blaming Cody for his bad run. I'm not even going to say it's all Roman's idea that he had the run he had. It's the fact that creative is not on their shit.
Okay, let me ask you this.
I'm just not going to blame the wrestler for that.
Let me ask you this, right? Is it easy to compare players in the same sport who end up playing for the same coach and one ends up and they play the same position, but one player, yeah, it might be different team, but he has tons more accolades and legacy than the other guy. But you're like, yo, the coaching is the same. This one guy, like I could literally say Mike, Phil, Kobe. They both played for Phil Jackson. So we can't say the systems are different. The system was the exact same. Players are different. Kobe went to 2 different 3-in-a-row championships. Mike went to 2 different 3-in-a-row championships. Right? But they're always going to say Mike was better. Mike put up better numbers. Mike did more. Mike led the NBA. Mike brought the NBA back. Kobe will always be the guy who was just number 2. And it's okay. It's just okay. It's just okay.
I don't want to turn this to an MJ Kobe thing, But if I'm really gonna go that route, the other person also didn't say I use the other guy's moveset.
Have you ever competed for one of these? You remember this promo?
I mean, look, in WWE, no. Outside of that, sure.
WWE. I just Roman's the guy, bro. And I can't imagine doing a third match and saying we're gonna put Cody over Roman Reigns. I can't. Cody is not the draw near. You did it once, cool. We saw where we took a dip. I'd rather put my chips on the guy because guess what? I know for fact he doesn't have to. When someone takes out Cody Rhodes, it ain't a big deal. For instance, Jacob Fatu is in a beef with Cody Rhodes. It ain't doing half the type of hype that it did when Roman Reigns walked into that steel cage looking at Jacob Fatu and shut the door behind him. That was next level. And everybody was standing. It was different because Roman is the aura. We can sit here and say anything we want. Well, but the reality is one has a natural aura that appeals to people now. It took him years to get there, but when he got there, he is there. Why do I got these King Tut ears? Let me put these back in. Let me tuck these shits back in. Look crazy on cam. If you say you want Cody is more of a draw than 90% of the roster. I can't even agree with that because we don't know. I like to see these numbers when Drew comes. Do these numbers start to go up? Do they go down? Because if they start to go up, it's like, well, maybe we need to keep Cody off the belt for a while.
I wouldn't say Roman's aura was all natural because let's call it what it is. When he lost the belt, bloodline dispersed. He was still talking like Big Dog Roman. Nothing changed in terms of at least his promo, let alone his moveset.
Man, that dude, every time he walk out, everybody in the arena stand up. Now, granted,
because of what he already had done. You were booked to be the winner. If I booked somebody and I booked them to be like, let's say 400 matches in 0 or like 400 matches in 20, yeah, I'm gonna look like that guy. Yeah, I'm gonna be the draw. Especially when you already
put Cody to win for a year and he went down in ratings. He didn't go up and he booked him to win. He still went down.
No, but it's like you can't really think that because you were booked that way, you weren't gonna have that. I'm sorry, that manufactured aura. Because again, you had Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman helped you a lot.
I've been watching wrestling since the AWA days. I watch wrestling an hour and turn it off. But when Roman was wrestling, I watched the whole show to see what he's doing next. Paul turned Roman up for real.
That's my point. Before Paul, Roman was not like that. So what's natural about his aura? He had to work to get there. Not saying he doesn't have aura, but
hey, it's not like Cody was sitting at home not working too. He just can't draw like Roman. People love Roman. You know why? There's a lot of ways.
You can't expect him to draw when he's limited.
No, you're right. You're right. Cody is limited. Cody doesn't look like $1 million. Cody has a goddamn lisp. Women don't love Cody to look at him, and he's not a heartthrob to women. Yo, you know when you got a superstar, when women want to be with him and men want to be him. When, like I said, men are sitting there coming out their weddings with the damn head. I can't do the same song.
You see, you ain't seen Cody like before he met his wife Brandy, because once Brandy came in the picture, that's when they started getting mad.
Nobody cares. Joe and Noya has been married this whole time, brother.
Yeah, but guess what? Nobody really mentions his private life. Once she got,
they said the man got leukemia.
Said what? Wait, say that again.
You don't mention his private like the man. They put out he got leukemia.
So you're proving my point how Roman
is a HIPAA violation.
See, so now you're proving my point how Roman gets helped and pushed. Whether the leukemia is legit or not, Roman does not get over if that wasn't mentioned during the Big Dog era with him.
Fuck it. We're gonna let everybody know. This Monday, this SmackDown, Cody's gonna tell the world, y'all, I got a lisp. I've been trying to hide it and wrestle with this thing and do promos. But this thing is just not gonna be what it's gonna be. That's another thing. Like, yo, it don't matter what you do. It's just like Sami Zayn, how we like, yo, he doesn't look the part. Yo, Cody will never get to that level of Roman Reigns. He won't. He doesn't even have enough years left in his time.
I mean, look, that's fine. I'm just not gonna sit here and act like Cody did not have that leverage. Let me not even say leverage. He didn't have that help. He didn't.
What more help does he want? The man went to another company.
Yeah, he left, came back, but who was legit? Like, who looked like a threat to him? That's the point I'm trying to make. He had nobody that looked like a legitimate threat. At least Roman Reigns did. Roman Reigns had the chance to face more people during his run. Cody did not get that. I am not trying to take anything away from Roman.
The build up to Cody.
The what?
They gave him Brock Lesnar. They gave him Seth Rollins.
Just not during his championship run. That's the point I'm making.
But he should have had that aura going in because he beat all these same people Roman did.
Yeah, they had to make him look like a threat for Roman. And that part I get, but I'm saying once Cody was champion,
he beat those same people.
No, so if Cody's champion, why can't you build up somebody for him? They did that for Roman.
Edge was already pre-built. Daniel Bryan, these guys made names before Roman was even in the WWE.
Nobody was looking at them like, oh, like prior, if not without a build.
Nobody was looking at
not Edge, not Edge, not Daniel Bryan. Like, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about when you put him against Cesaro, when you put him against Kevin Owens. They had to build them for a bit. Especially Kevin Owens, since he fought him the most and still didn't win, which I kind of think is messed up.
So let me ask you a question. Roman never asked anyone, do you want to be my friend? What happens when we're not friends, right?
No, that was terrible. No, and that was terrible.
But that's all Cody did because
no one was built to be a threat. They didn't even do that for Kevin Owens when he fought Cody.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. They scrapped Roman and The Rock for Cody, bro.
And you know what? That's Vince's fault. You know why that's Vince's fault? No, this is a real story. This came out. You know why that's Vince's fault? No. Roman and Cody, Mania 39. Cody was originally supposed to go over. Vince made the last minute call to put the belt on Roman. So because that happened, that messed up the plans for when they were trying to do Rock and Roman. And that whole incident happened. So guess what?
Why?
No. Guess what? So if you had, and I'll even say this: let's say Cody had the belt in 39. We don't get a long title reign with Cody. He doesn't hold it for a year. I promise you, Roman gets it back. No, I promise you, Roman gets it back. You build up Roman and The Rock, because you can't have someone win a Royal Rumble and just snatch it away from them. I don't care who would have won it. It could have been Cena for all I care, and I don't like Cena. And even that would have been messed up to me. So blame Vince for that.
There is one part of that story you forgot to mention. Vince did choose to substitute out that WrestleMania 39 victory for Cody and go with Roman. Do you know why?
Didn't they want Roman to be 1,000 days or some shit like that?
You know who told him that? Roman went to him and told him he ain't ready. And guess what? We obviously felt he was right because we got a better WrestleMania 40 than we could have ever got based on the fact that we thought we were going to get Rock and Roman and probably would have got a better one. But because the rules are the rules and Cody did earn his shot, he definitely did. So I'm not going to take that away from him. That shit turned out to be a beautiful accident.
And I do agree with that. I'm just saying when they scrapped it.
Vince McMahon, godfather of wrestling.
I'm just saying when they scrapped
Roman Reigns and say, 40. Yeah, he ain't ready.
Look, I'm just saying when they scrapped it, that's a Vince fault. That ain't a Cody fault.
Hey, Vince said, what you say, Roman? Roman said he ain't ready. Vince probably looked at the roster. I fed him Seth Rollins. Remember, Seth Rollins, he gave him 3 matches and didn't let Seth Rollins even win one. Roman didn't even get that. Brock Lesnar, at peak Brock Lesnar, maybe not peak, but pretty damn close to peak where Roman had to go back and forth with this man. Cody gets a clean win. Brock even shaking his hand. And then they look at this guy and go, he ain't ready, bro. And then when they finally drop the title a year later, he drops the ratings. And you want to tell me regardless of whatever Roman needed. Roman was must-see TV. Cody, he's all right. He's all right. He still has to figure it out for the big time because you still can't go and talk to people in the locker room like, hey, you want to be my championship? Are we going to be friends? Are we going to be friends after this? Are we? Cody's the friendliest. Remember, me and Archie used to have a saying about Cody. Cody will let anybody hit because he was just walking around looking for competition. Because guess what? It was the Ultimate Warrior problem. When Ultimate Warrior won that title, Hulk Hogan was still the man. So when Hulk Hogan would come out on the card, people were like, man, this Warrior shit don't feel like no main event. No matter where they put Hulk Hogan on the card, to where they had to give the belt back to Hogan. They did not learn that with Cody.
And look, all I'm saying is, because you just said it now, they didn't learn that with Cody. And the point I'm making is, I am not blaming Cody for the shitty run he's had. This is creative. And
I think it's both. I think it's his personality and the bad booking. They definitely gave Cody some bad booking.
Yeah, but
they gave Roman bad
because
booking.
It's been put out there. Cody has tried for some time to switch his character up.
But check this out. You can switch character. Wrestling ain't just wrestling. You know why people tuned into the Heartbreak Kid? It wasn't just men like, yo, men were like, what? He's the best wrestler ever. What women say? Man, he fine as fuck. Pause. Because that's not what I say. That's what women, you know what I mean? They're doing that for Roman. Roman's a heartthrob. Roman got women tuning in to see him. They don't tune in to see Cody. Cody just don't have the it. And then we heard this term in Hollywood sport. You got it. Some people have that it factor. They told Roman he had the it factor years before. No one believed that shit, especially after Philly when he won the Royal Rumble. Man, these guys corny. Take out them blonde contacts, let him grow his goatee out when he just start talking real monotone, real direct, and stop smiling so much on camera. Shit ain't funny. You need to be the guy. And it worked.
But it took for him to turn heel.
Yes.
And I do feel like that's something Cody needs. And I think Cody has been trying to turn heel, but they won't let him. It's honestly similar to to Roman and Cena.
It won't matter if Cody turns heel. It will matter some, yes. To wrestling fans, you, me, it will be what we feel Cody needs, and it could do a tweak to the ratings, but it ain't gonna just. He needs a different type of heater. Like Stone Cold wasn't a heartthrob, but Stone Cold was getting women's attention too. And then The Rock was also getting women's attention. People got to understand there's certain levels to this. Like, I don't want to sound pause worthy like that, but Cody doesn't look like he draws women like that. He just doesn't. But he will keep the wrestling fan occupied because he's not bad. It's just he was the subject to bad booking. I will say that. Yes, he was. Let me not argue that. I was just trying to pull Gamaj's strings, and I didn't even know Gamaj had that level. Gamaj about to fuck me up. But yeah, it was bad booking for Cody. It was bad for Roman too, but nowhere near. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't even say it was bad booking for Roman. But for Cody, yeah, I've said it on the pod before too. So but there's certain intangibles he does not have. He does not have the Heartbreak Kid's athleticism or charisma. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have the CM Punk. That's why they don't chant his name when he's not around randomly like they did for CM Punk. They do randomly sometimes when it's the opponent, you know what I'm saying, that he's geared to face, but like he doesn't have the same reception that CM Punk was getting. He doesn't have the Roman Reigns effect because one, you gotta draw on both sides. You gotta make men be like, yo, can no man press my button? Like he had that swag that everybody was like, yeah, the Air Force Ones, the drip. Man, come on, bro. Roman looked cool. Roman was AI. He had it. He just had it. And people people emulated it. Ain't nobody emulating Cody. Ain't nobody copying his. How many people spearing people? Ain't nobody doing the. Man, Roman said that move sucked at WrestleMania. He hit Cody with a crossroads and this move sucks. Roman always had the look, bro. He does. He looks like $1 million. And so does Brock Lesnar. When they went at War Games and Brock met him outside the cage, different aura. Cody was already in that match. Nobody cared. Just Roman. It's just Roman and Denzel. Yes, that's a great comparison. That is a great comparison. And there's nothing we can put our finger on. It just is what it is. Cody's good. He's going to always appease the wrestling fan because he can put on good matches. He can do good promo. He has little intangibles for me, like the NWA style carrying of the belt, wearing the suit, conducting himself in a way where his personality, you know what I'm saying, is one of a kind, but more throwback. But he's clean cut, so it's not throwback. It's like he's kissing ass. But it's not like he's kissing ass. But it is like he's kissing ass. Telling Jacob Pratu, that's why you ended up in prison. And then Jacob Pratu was like, I had to go from EBT to WWE. He made a promo out of his ass. People get hot off Cody. Cody will let anybody hit. I'm just saying. And Cody, to me, shouldn't get another championship towards the end of 2026. The end. And he could probably hold it for like 7 months. Because he's not a bad champion. You just got to book him better. But I ain't going to lie to you, bro. Don't give him no long-ass reign of a year.
I mean, I do agree. No, I do agree with that. Like, I don't think Cody should get a long title run. If they put the title back on him. I'm actually surprised he got a second title run.
I ain't gonna lie, I did too, but that's Triple H's guy. You've seen on the Unreal, he was like, I gotta tell you this because you're our guy. What?
Yeah, because when we did talk about Mania when Cena beat him for the belt, I thought Cody had the belt for that long because that was gonna be the only title run he was gonna get. I didn't think Cody was gonna be an undisputed champ again. I said it on the podcast. So when he got it again, I was like, what?
Remember WrestlePalooza, we talked about it, and Cody was talking about he pitched with Drew. They pitched for him to lose the title then. That would have been perfect. Drew could have had the title all the way to around now. Cody could have probably took it off of him going to Mania season.
Yeah. It's like I'll give that credit where it's due. Even Cody will realize like what's the better move to go about for the fans. And that would have been the best thing to do then. They didn't want to do it.
I agree. Damn. Yo, y'all check this out. We got Gamage hot tonight. I've officially just fucked up my chemistry assignments. I haven't turned in any. I had 4 exams due today, 2 in each class. And they were due at 11:59, and it's 12:19. So I'm officially fucked. Yeah. But I'd rather nowhere else to be than here with y'all. But tonight we gotta get another name for Gamage. Because Gamage was out here. I was like, oh, shit. We're not going to give that Cody slander too much, man. I'm going to just start being honest. Listen, it was bad booking. I do know it. I just like to push the buttons.
Like, I don't want to, like, even with the point I was making, I don't want to make it
It's too late. I'm already late. You can't email after you late. You know, I'm late.
I don't want to make it seem like Cody is the best shit to like sliced bread. I don't want to make it seem like it's that. The point I'm just making is most of his run not being great is because of bad booking. That's really the point I'm making.
I think the people he fought leading up to the title should have been the people he fought also during his title run.
And I agree with that. I 100% agree with that.
Bronson Reed got hot being a monster. They should have fed him to Cody. Maybe Cody gets a win. It should have been Cody getting a weird type of win. Cody wins, but after the match, Bronson Reed decimates him. Cody's out for a month and a half, 6 weeks. He comes back. They're getting a grudge match. Because guess what? You're not gonna sit here and disrespect me. I gave you an opportunity. I tried to be nice. And I almost had to lose my title. I had to beg. I had to call in favors, wrestled injured just to keep my 30-day. Otherwise, I have to vacate my title in effect. And you sit back here and laugh at the fat man in a little coat, Paul Heyman? Yeah, Cody could definitely go heel. Or not heel, but have a more of an edge to him. I don't know why they won't.
Yeah, I don't know either. That's what baffles me, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because if anyone's familiar with his indie work, he's capable of doing it. I just don't know why they won't allow him to do it.
Yeah, let somebody whip him like MJF did. MJF did. That shit was crazy. You can't do that to me. Hey, brother. Hey, I don't catch a lot of other leagues wrestling all the time. I like to tap in and see things. Oh, snap. This is so-and-so. They say he's a big deal. Let me watch his matches. You know what I'm saying? Let me go back. And then I always go back to old school WWE. I've started to go back to some old school WCW because I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment. And it happens all the time, sports and all that stuff. Whoever's hot now, like, oh my God, bro, people don't know there were garbage truck guys then. So if there were garbage truck guys when Michael Jordan played, then Michael Jordan is not the GOAT because he played garbage truck guys. And before that, they played plumbers. Right. And before, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then before that, the NBA stood for no brothers allowed. Right. So it's like, what are we doing? No, you have to get context to rule changes. And to me, Bret Hart's a top 10. Cody, Roman's going to be up there for what he did for the business. I'm just going to be honest. He can never. I'm not going to say he can never, because Roman's run, when Roman's time is said and done, you know, people are only going to reflect back to the 4 years.
That's true.
They're gonna skip the sucker and succotash, or they'll use it as a look where he was at and look where he got to, and it'll be this rocket that went off, and people will forget how long we were in that era of Roman was not good. A lot longer than the 4 years. But that's what they're gonna remember. How great, because when Roman exploded, the wrestling scene exploded. He literally exploded the scene. They turned him from big dog to heartthrob Roman by accident. They didn't intend to. It just, you see women's TikTok, they be like, damn, the same thing they're doing with Trick Williams. Except I think they might have learned now, because I'm seeing that shit on TikToks. X, like, no one told me about this. You all told me about John Cena. I was hearing about Hulk Hogan. Who's Trick Williams? You know what I'm saying? So when I seen that, and I seen all these different women constantly saying it, then I'm hearing a beat. And I'm seeing people make beat. They're like, yo, Trick Williams, entrance, Trick Willie. He's my pick for the Rumble. I'm like, what? Did y'all watch this? Okay, they must be just getting hot to this guy. You know what I mean? But I'm like, no, you know what it is? You're right. They are just getting hot to him. But the first time they see him, people will start where you want them to finish. Jacob Fatu came to the main event scene. His first instance on the WWE stage, he took out KO, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, right? Where the freak has Rusev been? You know who Rusev took out in his first return when he returned? Tozawa. So how high you expect him to go? How you gonna reach the main event picture taking on a guy that you only use as a jobber? Right? Like, that's not, we're gonna work him up. You never do. You never do. Show me a guy who debuted beating up the lowest of low, and he got all the way up to the highest of high on his debut. It's going to be few and far between. Mankind debuts on the WWE after promo. He has one match. By the end of that night on Monday Night Raw, he's beefing with The Undertaker, fingers down his throat. Undertaker, we ain't never seen him get decimated like that. Vader. Remember when Vader came? It's Vader! He took out Gorilla Monsoon. He took out the president. The acting president chair. Got suspended right up from the first day on the job. Almost got fired on his day off. So you gotta, even Cody, when he came back to the WWE, who'd he fight? His first match, Seth Rollins at Mania. Yeah. We got high hopes. That tells you where the company wants to put you. Don't hate Tozawa. He's part of the he's part of the number one contenders match. You know what I'm saying? Rusev gonna be a mid-card guy. No, Rusev should be a world titleist. Similar to, well, he never won a world title. I was gonna say like Earthquake, but Rusev just never got there, bro. This run with Rusev is way worse than anything we ever saw the first time. And the first time we saw him be hot. We saw him battle John Cena. We saw him be the runner-up in the Royal Rumble multiple times. Like, it just didn't click. But this time, Rusev is lost.
I think Rusev only had like one world championship match like ever in WWE. If he had more, the only one I remember was during AJ Styles' run. And he had the 1 year run.
Yeah, he's cooked.
And you knew AJ wasn't going to lose that.
You need him to go away, come back. I mean, I don't know. You cooked him, man. When he came out to Tozawa, bro, ISO Speed came out off the strength of Tozawa.
I forgot about that.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, come on, bro. We don't have high hope for you. When Bron Breaker, when they really pushed Bron Breaker to the moon and they had him go out to take somebody out, he took out Roman Reigns. So I can see, okay, when we're gonna get this push, this ain't gonna be like your other pushes. Your push is gonna start with Roman Reigns. You watch that Unreal episode, Braun couldn't even believe they were telling him that. He was like, what? Yeah. Fade to black. Haven't seen him since. No, he won't go on a run at the Rumble because he's too. It would have to be. I would say the time to make him go on a run, have him sit out, have him go in the Rumble, do whatever he's gonna do. Right. I would use the King of the Ring as a stepping stone for Rusev if you're gonna bring him back like that. Let him repackage himself. Let him grow away to be missed. Because the WWE does it currently on their current trajectory under the Triple H era. They're not good with heels. Vince McMahon, I can think of plenty of heels. Plenty of heels, depending on which era we're talking about. We can think of plenty of heels and people who transitioned in and out of heel work. Triple H era, it's always the baby face that he's like, that's what he can get. But it's
actually crazy to think about because Triple H is like considered one of the best heels during his.
You would think that would be his alley.
Yeah, but it's kind of crazy.
Not. In the last few years, like let's say 2-3, who's been the dominant heels? Roman, you say, right? But Roman's been more anti-hero than anything.
You said the last 2-3 years?
Yeah. Shit, I wouldn't even say that because Roman was really a face the last 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Drew, Kevin Owens.
I would say Drew and Dom.
That's horrible. Dom just got hot at SummerSlam when he won the Intercontinental title. He wasn't a good heel before because he was damn near a jobber. Just gets beat in the Judgment Day. Dom wasn't getting no good victories. No, he just had a bad chick. He was the side chick to Liv, and before Liv it was
Rio.
Oh girl.
Yeah, Rio.
I would say Drew, but Drew was winning, but not winning the big matches.
Yeah.
And KO. And those weren't good heels like that. Drew was, but especially CM Punk run. Oh, he went ham on that one. But I can't think of no more. His Triple H's booking of heels has been poor.
If we're counting the woman, I could say Naomi.
He cooked with Naomi. I'll give him credit for Naomi. He cooked with Naomi. I can't really think of too many more he cooked.
Yeah, as far as like heels,
his heel work has not been his thing. I can think of plenty of baby faces or these anti-heroes like Roman, but when you go to the Vince era, when you think of the golden age, there wasn't that many baby faces that were over like that. It was Hogan, Warrior came out, but when you think about heels, you think about Honky Tonk Man, Sensational Shawn Michaels, you think of Warlord, Barbarian. At one point, it was Demolition who was face, but then when they turned heel, because Demolition came in, the Natural Disasters, Typhoon, and Earthquake. But before that, he was Tugboat, and he was kind of over. Couldn't get no run. Ravishing Rick, Mr. Perfect, $1 Million Man, Haku, Andre the Giant, Rugged Ronnie Garvin, Dino Bravo, Don the Rock Morocco. There was a lot of heels. Jake the Snake, George Animal Steel, like Roddy Piper at some point, but he was going back and forth pinging. It was a lot of these guys that they were good heels. Brad News Brown, and their heel and their baby faces sucked. Coco Beware. Nobody give a fuck about him. Them boys bring real animals to the ring, though. Just think about it. Them boys had the Bulldogs bringing a bulldog, Coco Beware bringing a fucking bird, Jake the Snake bringing a snake to the ring, and fucking Boogeyman eating worms. When you were under Vince's era, he'd be like, I got an idea. You ever think about bringing something to the ring? I'd be like, no, because that motherfucker crazy. He might have you bringing Boogeyman was eating.
No, Boogeyman was crazy work.
Oh, I'm coming to get you. Oh my God.
How many
Yeah.
clocks did he break, bro?
Yeah. Vader, the original version of Mankind, was a heel.
Yeah.
Diesel, when Diesel turned heel, the British Bulldog, Owen Hart, Yokozuna, like his
Yeah.
faces were few and far between. Brett was still a face, but only in Canada, came to the United States, and they booed him out the building.
Yeah. I think The Rock was a good heel.
Oh, for certain. For certain. Triple H just really has a problem booking heels. It's not his forte, which is what has hurt Cody, because to your facts, the people that Roman fought have now left the company. So they were basically made up of their own nostalgia. Cesaro was on his own nostalgia. We wanted Cesaro to get a championship run. We knew his potential. We seen him, Sheamus, when Sheamus was at his peak, but that was from Vince McMahon. You know what I'm saying? We seen how Sheamus gets down with the physical matches. We seen Daniel Bryan be a face and just the yes movement. And we seen him as nostalgia. Edge, who built, these guys had years of run. And so we were hoping, you know what I mean? So to what you said, the bad booking, Cody. I don't remember Cody's first run like that. I remember he battled AJ like 3 or 4 times, and that was another thing. He battled him mad times. Each person, he battled Kevin Owens 4 times. One was a no contest. He battled him, beat him, battled him, beat him again, battled him in no contest. Then they battled for the Wing Eagle and the ladder. Like, come on, bro, that's 4 matches when you don't even battle every PLE. Jack Swagger. No, we ain't bringing up Jack. JBL. JBL, bro. If JBL was in the WWE right now, they would have him walk out with ICE agents.
Don't do that. That actually happened at a wrestling convention. No, not wrestling, wrestling league. Yeah, in Canada. I forgot the name of it. They had a wrestler do that, and they called.
I can't even say you can't do that, because Vince McMahon is the same son of a bitch that when the Iraq War came, he had.
No. So you want to put it like this: they can do it, but that wrestler getting fired after the backlash.
Dog, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, and he did get fired. They did fire that wrestler.
Muhammad Hassan played an Islamic guy so well. They thought he was really his, and the backlash was so great. They called for him to get fired.
That's what's going to happen.
That dude is an Italian white male named Michael, I think Spaoli or something. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Muhammad Hassan, go look him up. You'd be like, what?
Yeah,
that might be one of the best gimmicks ever, because I found out recently he wasn't Islamic at all.
Yeah, and I think now he's a teacher.
Wait till they see him on WWE talking about fuck America and shit. They gonna fire him, and he's gonna be like, "That was a gimmick." Like, it's gonna follow him, because social media follow you. I was playing a character. Listen, you ever been you're a typecast, right? Hey, bro, that's the thing I say about Triple H. You did the racist angle. Everyone talks about angles they refuse or tried to fight. You could have just went out there and did what CM Punk did and cut such a crazy promo that cut your mic off. You didn't have to go and say all that. You knew what you was doing. But it definitely brought him heat. I mean, he was a good heel, so it is what it is. But Kamaji, we've been on here 2 hours. You could tell Archie in here. Archie would have been like, "Hey, Kamaji, we wouldn't have got this second hour."
This is gonna be like, "Oh, we was 2 hours. Damn."
We wouldn't have got this second hour. And right now we got like 48 viewers in here, and I'm just being honest. I can still talk some more. I just know I got to go to work tomorrow. I have to do my sign, and I got to watch some Royal Rumbles to refresh my memory on some things, because who knows what Dallas Cash might ask me. But I got to make the sign. I'm about to fail, bro. And if I fail, I'm so fucked.
Yeah, you're gonna be all right, bro.
Yeah. Well, you gonna say that? I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. Thoughts and prayers. You know what I mean? Vince said, "Look, I can make my ass do tricks, dog." And then he had people kissing his ass.
That was
dog. Vince McMahon was the wild boy.
That was a wild time, man.
Yeah, we might do a giveaway for that WWE 2K26. We did one for 2K. Was it 24 or 25?
25.
We might do one, man. I ain't gonna say we're gonna have 5 winners like last time. I ain't doing that. But we might do like 2 or 3. I have to be in the Wednesday Night Wars.
I am hoping to God that this time they give us like a physical copy of the game, because I really want that artwork of either the Attitude Era cover or the Monday Night Wars cover.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. It's fire. It's fire. I said I wasn't gonna get it, but every time I feel like I gotta do it. I gotta get it. I can't pass that up. I can't. Are you outside?
Nah, they just mad loud in my outside. You just heard.
Yo, I could tell you in New York.
Yep.
Mad loud.
So they still got people on my block trying to move all that snow on the road.
I'll let y'all know though, if we do the giveaways, you're gonna have to be a member of the Monday Night Wars. All you have to do is sign up for the membership. We have the transfer portal, which is $1.99. It's really cheap. But I'm gonna let y'all know on Wednesday or probably on Friday or something. We might have to do a winner. If we get 10 people, how many people we need, Gamaj? We're gonna do a giveaway. I'm down to do a giveaway. I'm feeling real. I'm feeling real. My birthday coming up in February. I think we're gonna. What day is my birthday? It's on a Sunday. I think we should do the giveaway. What's the pre-orders on January 30th?
Yeah, we got like a couple months.
Yo, salute. So how you become a member, you got to join. So when you subscribe, that's the first step. Next to the subscription, it'll say join. I would just recommend getting the lowest tier. It's only $1.99. That's how your name pops up like Vinny's right here in the green. You see it's got this little symbol next to it. He's still a member. We had several members before as we fell away from the Wednesday Night Wars doing it, but we're going to have to get y'all back. But again, I would just at least get the smallest tier until we can get some things straight, what we want to do, how we can figure out being consistent going forward. We're down a member. So we got to get consistent with that. So I don't want to lie to you, but we're going to do at least 2 giveaways of the 2K26. I'll say that for certain. But the only way you can even be in the drawing is by being a member, not just a subscriber, a member. That means your name will be in green. And for $1.99, it's in there. You can get more if you want, but I recommend just getting the you know what I mean? And then, yeah. I'm going to start doing some private chats when I'm just sitting around here failing my chemistry and shit. Just going live for members only. Like, well, what's on y'all mind right now? You know what I'm saying? I think that's how I'm going to do it, man. And try to get our crew back up. We had some crews and I don't want to do the Wednesday Night Wars without Archie, so we'll have to come up with something for me and Gamaj. Gamaj got a feisty side.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I think that was gonna happen, man, but
dog. Gamaj was on it. Yeah. Gamaj, you got anything before we get up out of here? 2 hours and 8 minutes, 50 viewers later. I think those are okay numbers. I'm okay with all those numbers. 2 hours, 50 viewers. Thank you all for kicking with us.
Yeah, thank you. No, right now I'm still trying to stay warm. I'm hearing there's potentially another snowstorm this weekend again. I hope we don't get that. I'm gonna be pissed. I hope everybody is staying warm at this time. If you had to go to work today, I hope you guys got to work safe, got back home safe.
For real.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold it down.
Yeah, I don't even know what to tell y'all, but I will say this. Do what's in the best interest of your safety. Do what's in the best interest of your safety. Stay warm. That's all I can say. I'm down in Florida. My family's in, they're in the tri-state area. So my thoughts and prayers. And even Vinny, I talked to Vinny. Vinny showed me the yardstick. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, it's bad, bro.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, a lot of especially like shipments I have that I'm waiting on. I got a notification before the pod, like 5 of my packages got delayed because of the storm.
Yeah, it's no travel. Our service team that goes out to facilitate these bailers that I should have said bailers. Now people gonna start looking for what I do. But like these machines that we make or whatever, yeah, they can't even go out because the parts that were supposed to go to the stores to do it, to service them, no bueno. So yeah, stay safe out there. Stay tapped in. Maybe we can drop some more content just to keep you guys in good spirits. Take your mind off reality for a little bit. You know, whatever may work for you. But Gamaj, you got anything else?
Nah, that's it for me, man.
That's what I'm talking about. Your favorite wrestler's favorite podcaster right there, Gamaj. And y'all know what it is. The undisputed podcast champion of the world, King HP. Check me out on the Hall Priest universe. I don't know who subscribed recently. It was this one person. I went from 806 to 807. So I know it was probably one of y'all. So I appreciate that. Every subscriber counts. I got to get back active with that because we are about to talk some Marvel stuff that's going on. We about to talk some From stuff that's going on. And my daughter, my 10-year-old, is finishing up season 1 of Martin, so we can recap that in the way that we're gonna do that, where it's the old and the new. But yeah, she loves Martin. Now she over here talking about, I like Roscoe. Oh my god, that's crazy. We were just in Publix today, going getting a few groceries, and she was like, "Cole, you stupid," and I was like, "Yo, I thought you don't like stuff from the night." She said I watched stuff from the 1900s, bro. She made me feel mad old. So
oh damn,
yeah, I hate that shit. She do that shit in public. You want us to watch a movie from the 1900s? No, no, it's from the 80s. Stop saying that. That shit crazy. You act like we rode in on chariots to get here, horseback.
no, they'd be like, we was at the time of the dinosaurs. I'm like, yo, y'all wildin'.
Dog. My daughter asked me if I was alive when they freed the slaves, and she was so serious because she's 7. And I always talk. I got a whole like bookshelf, Pan African, Christopher Columbus, the African Holocaust, the miseducation of the Negro, the souls of Black. Like I have mad books, bro. The Fugitive Slave Act of 1850. I could talk Black history for a very long time, way longer than this pod. And yo, when she said that shit, I was pissed. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. But yo, tap in with us Wednesday. Check out the Humble Roses podcast. I'll be on there this Wednesday for the Royal Rumble trivia, and then soon after that, depending on the time, we'll go live. We may have to reschedule the Wednesday Night Wars, but hopefully we can get at a reasonable time, maybe 9 o'clock, 9:30 ish. But definitely sign up. We're going to do a WWE 2K26 giveaway. We'll let you know how many copies, but we're guaranteed to do at least 2. I guarantee at least 2, but you got to be a subscribed member, which means your name is in green. So go join on the YouTube right now for your chance to win a copy of WWE 2K26. Could it be you? Why not? Right? And that's it. Until Wednesday, Friday, or if something breaks in the world of wrestling, we'll see y'all there. Peace.